moved up decently. I don't see any issue with anything. They've dropped a wee bit. What's the drop? 20%. It's gone up a chunk though. Okay, so when did I do my video? Maybe I only did my video like 4 or 5 days ago. So there is a volatility here. Yep, big potential. We'll bring the drawings back on. Okay, sound. So we only got up to our highs and then we dropped down the way. There's our moving average. There's our previous high. This is the 236. This liquidity zone here's is the obvious zone in the same way that the Tezos one was obvious and around about that zone there. So this here would be your best buy area for it if you're looking for it to get a bounce at the 236 and continue up the way. If you're looking for it to get a bounce at the 21 EMA on the daily time frame and continue up the way, that's your best area. If you're looking to manage risk accordingly because you think it'll get a bounce at the 50 simple or indeed the previous high along the way in this zone of inflection where we had support, turned resistance, flip support potentially again at the 50 simple and around this zone, then it's up to you as to whether or not you'd want to continue your position, holding on to your position for that move, because while it might not look loads on the chart there, that is indeed another 15% downward movement that you could, of course, just give yourself a sort of 15% discount and continue to hold the same amount if that were all to happen, but overall I'm very much bullish on this thing. It's had a cross of the ADX crossing over the DM positive, so like there's the DM's positive is below it and could potentially pull down the way, but then it bounced off the 40 line as it so often does, and then is the question at this point is, can we actually push on? Pardon me, and it boils down to, well, do we want to have some sort of cup with handle? Have we experienced a cup with handle, and are we on for the full move already? And going in body to body closer style between the low and the high, for example, in this area, if this is what you were thinking about in terms of bodies, in terms of cup with handles, etc., then we've kind of experienced that sort of a move already. If you're looking between this zone and this zone and saying that we could go for a full move again on up the way afterwards, it kind of gets a little bit ridiculous after a while, but that's all good, because you're looking up towards 18. The target that we have at the minute is actually 14. Is it still possible to get there? Yes, it is. How far have we really suffered? Well, this is our lower zone that we need to be aware of, and that's measurable with regards to our previous real significant low before the rise up the way, following on from our last high to low move, up to our recent one, puts the 236 right in that zone at $8.67. So this isn't a coin which only has volatility in one direction. Looking between that high and low, there's 20% just there. Between the low up to this high, that's 65%. From this low to that high, 65%. Then of course 20% drop down. We've had a 20% drop down now. From this low to this high, you're looking at 60-odd%. Then how much of a drop down at 20%. So could we just go from here? Yes, we could. This is your most aggressive, easily digestible entry price right here, right now. 50 simple play on the 4-hour time frame, dropping down to it, finding support at that area. Can we actually push on up the way and take out our previous highs? If we do, then this isn't going to turn into some sort of reversal pattern. Instead, it could potentially just get continuation, and it wouldn't be a surprise at all to get a move of this sort of range looking up towards our next high up there, and that's really what we're looking to. So yes, people have had to be patient over the last wee while. Is it still waiting to go boom? Yes, it is. Have we pulled back at a region which makes sense? Yes, well, we had the bearish divergence in there. It did get it. Where have we pulled back to? So far, not as far as the 236. Could it still happen down there? Yes, it could. And what you're doing at the minute would be your most aggressive positive trade from the negativity that we've had. If you're looking to carry on up the way, and there's various different ways of managing your risk accordingly, but you have to think to yourself, what is it that you're willing to take on here? And if you're looking for a 2-to-1 at the minute, then that's kind of your idea with regards to it. But then you do you, of course, because you could be looking up towards that zone. That's 6-to-1. So if you were to look towards sort of the equivalent risk to reward, then of course that's the sort of the equivalent risk to reward in terms coming down as far as the 200 simple, for example. You do you. That's that one. So that's cool. Nice to see you here, Worthy.